Good morning, students. This is Biozoology for 11th students, Chapter 2, Kingdom Animalia. In Kingdom Animalia, you have already studied the basis of classification. In basis of classification, levels of organization. What are the levels involved in classification of animals? First level is a cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organization means a single cells involved in a specific function or perform a particular function, that is called cellular level of organization. Then another one is tissue level of organization. Tissue level of organization means a group of cells to form a tissue. That tissue involved in a particular function is called tissue level of organization. Then another one is organ level of organization. Organ level of organization means a group of tissue to form a specific organs. That organs involved in a particular function, that is called organ level of organization. Then another one is organ system level of organization. Organ system level of organization means a group of organs involved in a particular function, that is called organ system level of organization. The organ system level of organization to form a organisms. Now that organisms can be classified into a two categories. One is diploplastic animals and another one is triploplastic animals. Diploplastic animals mean, diplo means two, plastic means layers. What are the two layers present in diploplastic animals? One is outer ectoderm, inner endoderms. Some animals during the embryonic development developed from a two germ layers. That animals is called as a diploplastic animals. In some animals developed from a three germ layers, that animals is called as a triploplastic animals. Triplo means three, plastic means layers. What are the three germ layers? One is outer ectoderm, inner endoderms, middle mesoderms. Those animals are developed from a three germ layers. That animals is called as a triploplastic animals. Those animals are developed from a two germ layers. That is called as a triploplastic animals. During the embryonic development, the tissue and organs of animals originate from two or three embryonic germ layers. On the basis of origin and development of animals are classified into the two categories. One is diploplastic and another one is triploplastic animals. The animals in which cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, outer or external ectoderms and internal endoderms, are called as a diploplastic animals. Can you understand? Diploplastic animals have a two germ layers. One is outer ectoderm and internal or inner endoderms. These animals is called as a diploplastic animals. In these animals, the ectoderm give rise to the epidermis. Okay, epidermis. Epidermis means skin, hair, nail, teeth, and so on. And inner endoderms gives rise to the gastrodermis. Gastrodermis means, gastro means stomach or gut. The gut starts from mouth to ends with the anus. That is called gastrodermis. Some animals are developed from a two germ layers. That animals is called a diploplastic animals. Outer ectoderm, inner endoderms. In diploplastic animals having middle some undifferentiated layers presence in between the ecto and endoderms, that is called mesochiliae. Mesochiliae. What are the example for the triploplastic animals or diploplastic animals? Corals, jellyfish, sea anemones. These animals are example for the diploplastic animals. Sea anemone, jellyfish, corals. These animals are example for diploplastic animals. In some animals which are developing embryo has three germ layers are called triploplastic animals, consisting of outer ectoderm, skin, hair, neuron, nail, teeth, and etc. Inner endoderms, gut, lung, liver, and middle mesoderms, muscle, bone, heart. Some of the triploplastic animals show organ system level of organization. What are the example for triploplastic animals? From flatworms to chordates. Flatworms to chordates. These animals are example for the triploplastic animals. Triploplastic animals having 3 germ layers during the embryonic development. One is outer ectodome, inner endoderms, middle mesoderms. What are the example for triploplastic animals? Flatworms to chordates. This is the diagram for diploplastic and triploplastic animals. The outermost pink color cell is a outer ectoderms. The innermost layer is a inner endoderms. In between the ecto and the endo, there is a pink color. The first diagram, pink color is represented as a mesoglia. The second diagram, pink color represented as a mesoderms. You note it. This is a very important diagram for you, examination point of view. Then another one is a importance of symmetry. Symmetry means the animals can be cut into a two pieces. The two halves are equal in nature. That is called symmetry. Okay. Symmetry is the body arrangement in which a part that lie on the opposite side of animals. Opposite side on axis are identicals. Okay. Which animals can be divided or cut into two halves. The two halves having equal in nature. This is called symmetry. An animal's body plan result from an animal's patterns of development. The simplest body plan is seen in sponge. Simplest body plan is seen in the sponge. They do not display symmetry and are asymmetrical organisms or animals. A means options. Symmetrical means we cannot or cannot be divided into two halves. The animals we cannot be divided into two halves. That is called asymmetrical animals. Such animals lack the definite body plan are irregular shaped, and any plan passing through the center of the body does not divide them into two equal halves. Can you understand? Okay. Next, an asymmetrical body plan is also seen in the adult gastropods. Gastro means stomach. Pods means leg. Leg presents on the stomach region, that is called gastropods. Example, snail. Snail is a gastropods. Gastropods also asymmetrical animals. We can't divide it into equal halves. Next, the symmetrical animals have a paired body parts that are arranged on either side of a plant passing through a central axis. When any plant passing through the central axis of body divides an organism into two identical parts is called radial symmetrical. Important question, note it, radial symmetrical. We can divide it into two halves in any direction of the plant. Like apple, we can divide it into equal halves at any directional, like apples. Okay. The next, such radial symmetrical animals have a top and bottom side, but no dorsal and ventral side. The animals can be divided into equal halves from top to bottom. We can to dorsal and ventral sides, back side and abdomen sides. No right and left side. Radial symmetry means we can divide it into from top to bottom. Equal half gives. They have body plan in which the body parts are organized in a circular around the axis. It is the Principal symmetry in diploplastic animals. Principal symmetry in diploplastic animals. Cnidarians such as sea anemone and corals. Cnidarians means coelentrates. Cnidarians otherwise called coelentrates. Coelentrates, sea anemone and corals are examples of radial symmetry animals. Radial symmetrical animals are examples for diploplastic animals. However, triploplastic animals like ectoderms from starfish have a 5 plans of symmetry and show the pentamerous radial symmetrical. Penta means 5, radial means any direction. 5 direction we can divide it into 2 halves at 5 directional position, that is called pentamerous radial symmetry. Example of starfish, ectoderms animals. The animals which possess 2 pairs of symmetrical sides are said to be biradial symmetrical. The animal possesses 2 pairs of symmetrical sides are said to be biradial symmetrical. Biradial symmetry is a combination of radial and bilateral symmetry as seen in the ctenophores. Ctenophores means gums jellyfish. There are only 2 plans of the symmetry, one through the longitudinal and sagittal axis and another one through the longitudinal and transverse axis. Example, comb jellyfish, Pleuropranchiae. That animals is called Pleuropranchiae. The Pleuropranchiae are home jellyfish mainly involve the biradial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Biradial and bilateral symmetry occurs in the comb jellyfish. Symmetry means the animals can be divided into equal half at any direction, that is called symmetry. The animals which have 2 similar halves on either side of the central plan, that is called symmetry. Example, radial symmetry, sea anemone. Diagram, you see the diagram clearly, you can understand. The pentamerous radial symmetry in starfish, also diagram is there, you watch it. Then next another one is gums jellyfish, biradial symmetry. The another one is a insect, bilateral symmetrical examples. Okay, can you understand? If you have any doubt, please ask to me. Then another one topic is a coelom. Coelom means body cavity. Each and every organisms having a body cavity inside the body walls, that is called coelom or otherwise called body cavity. The presence of body cavity or coelom is important in classifying animals. Most animals possess a body cavity between the body wall and the alimentary canals. The coelom or body cavity presence in between the body wall and the alimentary canals, that is called coelom, and is lined with the mesoderms. The body cavity or coelom lined with the mesoderms. The animal which do not possess any body cavity is called acoelomates. Some animals don't have any body cavity inside the body, that is these animals are called as acoelomates. Since there is no body cavity in these animals, their body is a solid without a perivisceral cavities. Acoelomate animals having a solid body cavity. The perivisceral cavity not present in acoelomate organisms. This restricts the free movement of internal organisms. Example, flatworms. Flatworms is example of acoelomate organism or animals. In some animals having the body cavity is not fully lined by the mesodermal epithelium, but the mesoderm is formed as a scattered pouches between the ectoderm and endoderms. Such animals is called as a pseudocoelomate animals. Okay, pseudocoelomate animals, and is filled with the pseudocoelomic fluids. The pseudocoelomic fluid act as a hydrostatic skeleton. The pseudocoelomic fluids act as a hydrostatic fluids. Hydrostatic means water, skeleton means a structural framework. The water acts as a structural framework or skeletal system, that is called hydrostatic skeleton. The pseudocoelom filled with some fluid, that fluid acts as a hydrostatic skeleton and allow free movement of the visceral organs and for circulation of nutrients. Okay, can you understand? Okay. The next eucoelom. Eucoelom means presence of true body cavity, that is called eucoelom. True coelom is filled with cavity that develop within the mesoderms. The true coelom developed from the mesoderms and is lined by a mesodermal epithelial cells called peritoneum. It's called a peritoneum. Such animals with a true body cavity is called coelomates or eucoelomates. Coelomates animals. Based on the mode of formation of coelom, the eucoelomates can be classified into the two types. Very important 3-mark question. These are book back questions. What are the two types of animals based on the formation of coelom? First one is schizocoelomates. Schizocoelomates means in these animals the body cavity is formed by the splitting of mesoderms. Splitting of mesoderms, that is called schizocoelomates. Example, annelids, arthropods, mollusks. And another one is enterocoelomate animals. The body cavity is formed from the mesoderms pouches of Argentyrons. Enterocoelomate means the body cavity is formed from the mesodermal pouches of Argentyron. Examples for the enterocoelomates: echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. These are the example for the enterocoelomates. Then another one is segmentation and notochord. Segmentation means the body can be divided into equal segment, is called segmentation, or many segments. Can you see earthworm? The earthworm having a segmented bodies. Each segmented or each body segment are even in nature, that is called metamerical segmentation. Okay. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into a series of repeated unit, is called segments with a serial repetition of some organs, that is called metamerism. Very important question, you note it. What is metamerism? All body segments are even in nature. The body segments also having a same organs of all segments, that is called metamerism. The simplest form of segmentation is found in the annelids. Simplest form of segmentation found in annelids. Annelids means earthworms, in which each unit of the body is very similar to the next one. But arthropods, cockroach, insect, the segments may look different and has different function. Animals which possess a notochord at any stage of their development are called as chordates. Notochord means backbones. Now, notochord nothing but backbones. Which animals having backbones at the embryonic development of any stages is called chordates. Notochord is a mesodermally derivative rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during the embryonic development in some animals. Very important one, note it. Notochord is a mesodermally derivative rod-like structure. Mesodermally derivative rod-like structure at the time of embryonic development in some animals. Based on the presence or absence of the notochord, the animals can be classified into chordate. Chordate means having backbone animals. The absence of notochord is a non-chordate. The chordate For example, cephalocartates. Cephalo means head. Cartate means backbones. Some animals having backbones only in the head region, that animals is called as a cephalocartates. Urocartate means tailed region. Cartate means backbone. Those animals having backbones presence only in the tail region, that animals is called a urocartates. Example for cephalocartates, Ambiaxis. Example for urocartates, Ascidian. Then another one is fishes. Fishes means fish. Fish, amphibian, reptiles, aves, mammals. These are the cartates. And non-cartates, Porifera to Hemicartata. Porifera to Hemicartata. These are the example of non-cartate. What are the cartate animals? Cephalocartate, urocartate, fishes to mammalia. What are the non-cartates? Porifera, phylum Porifera to Hemicartata. These are the examples of cartate and non-cartate animals. Okay students, the remaining topic we will discuss next class. If you have any doubt, you can call to me. Okay, thank you student. Thank you.